pulled that one out of the fire. We pulled that one out of the fire. I did not expect us to get anything from that at all. The commentator was like, you know what? You remember back in 1999, Arsenal were 2 goals down against Chelsea. Kanu scored 3 goals. It became 3-2. And then 2020, Arsenal were 2 goals behind. They were down to 10 men, but they still pulled that one out of the fire as well to make it 2-2. I was like, nah, not today, though. Not today. Surely not today. We are not going to get anything today. The way we were playing, it was looking more likely that Chelsea would score a 3rd and 4th goal. But we actually did it. I mean, they definitely gave it to us. Like when it got to the 70th minute, like I always tell you guys, I really believe in this team these days. I really love what this team does. I always believe like we can beat anyone. I always believe we can come back from behind. We can score early goals, all of that. But when it got to the 70th minute today, I was like, nah, we are not going to do it today. We are not going to do it today. Surely we're not going to do it today. We actually did it. So fair play to the boys. I don't think we never looked like we were going to get that back. So thank you to Rice. Declan Rice definitely helped us with that first goal. They gave it to us. And obviously, we picked it up the last 10 minutes and we managed to get the 2nd goal. And we could actually have gotten the 3rd goal. The Rice shot was our first shot on target the entire game. Today, from the 1st minute to the 75th minute, that is the worst I've seen us play, like in a long time. Like they should have beaten us like 3-0 or 4-0. Like we were very lucky. Like today, rare, like whenever Odegaard and Saka are not in the game, I always tell you guys, we're always in danger. We never do well. So Odegaard today was a terrible game. He was nowhere to be seen. Saka looked like he was still injured. He still managed to get an assist. That is Saka for you. Even in a day where you don't see him, he still managed to get an assist for us. Zinchenko first half was okay, but he was committing fouls, giving away the ball here and there. Rice was giving away the ball. Saliba gave away the penalty. A couple of situations he was looking shaky. Ben White was giving the ball away like 2-3 times. I was like, yeah, this is not looking good. That was a terrible performance. And whenever you see Odegaard, Saka not performing well, and then on top of that, White is not playing well, and Saliba is making a couple of mistakes here and there, Rice is giving the ball this here and there, it is a terrible day. Shout out to you, Chelsea. I'm going to give you your respects. Maybe I definitely needed that humbling, especially if they were to beat us. I did not know what to say because I predicted 3-1 for that game. In my head, that game was so different. In my head, we were supposed to score early, make it 2-0, and then maybe Chelsea get one back, and then you score a 3rd one. That did not happen. We actually only had our first shot on target in the 75th minute. So I do genuinely think Chelsea deserved to win that game. They should have had 3 or 4 goals. We'll talk about the penalty. We'll talk about what was supposed to be a penalty for us as well, all that. But you definitely did not deserve anything from that game. But you pulled it out of the fire. Like, that is what you need to do if you want to be champions. I remember back in the day, Man United, like 2006, 7, 8, 9 there, Man United used to have terrible games where they were losing 2-0, 3-0, and then out of nowhere, Chicharito scores, Babatov scores, Rooney scores, it's 3-3, and they get a draw out of nowhere. That is what they usually used to do. So we needed to do that as well. Today, we needed to do that. We need to keep our unbeaten run going, keep it, get the 2 goals, and get a 2-2 draw. At the beginning of the game, many Arsenal fans were expecting a win. Let's say half of the Chelsea fan base was expecting Chelsea to lose today. They were very happy with that draw. If they were to get a draw today, they would have been happy. And for us, a draw would have been sad. Football is crazy. Now, after the game, the draw is feeling like a win for us, and it's feeling like a loss for them. So, yeah, we definitely need to be a bit humble. I was very worried. When it got to the 70th minute, I was like, man, this performance has been horrible, and we have Sevilla next away from home, and we have to win that game, and otherwise it will be 2 losses in a row in the Champions League. You'll be bottom of that group. It was not looking good at all. And then I was thinking our next away game is away at Newcastle. It could turn out terrible. But you managed to pull it out of the fire, man. So shout out to Trossard for saving us, and shout out to Rice for saving us as well. I want to say a couple of subs worked, but I will talk about Arteta. Usually I'm his biggest fan, but I still don't know why Jorginho played for 90 minutes. I still don't know why Martinelli went off. I don't know why Partey didn't start. So there's a lot of decisions there. I feel like we started that team, it would have been much better. So we'll talk about that as well. But let me know what you made of the game. Sorry about the hiccup at the beginning. The sound was not on, but let's talk about the lineup first. So this is the lineup that we went for today. Raya in goal. Raya's Gal has given birth, so he wasn't even on the bench today. So Raya started today. My goodness, he was that was shaky. That was almost worse than the Man City shakiness. Like that against Man City, he was all over the place. Today as well in the second half. I mean, did he cost us the goal? Do you think the Modric goal was a rare mistake, or do you think it was just a good luck for them and all that? I mean, it didn't end up in a goal for them, any rare mistake, but the mistake that he gave the ball to Palmer, the second half, that was suicidal. Like, you can't do that. But Raya started in goal. We went to the back four of Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, and Ben White. Absolutely okay with that. Absolutely no problem with that, with those four players starting. Jorginho starting in midfield, Rice and Odegaard. I don't know. Jorginho, Partey was supposed to start. Everyone knows that. And if it's not Partey, it is you start with Rice in the number 6, and then you start with Trossard or someone else in the number 8. But I didn't expect Jorginho to keep his position for this one, because Gallagher, like, he's a runner, is going to run all over the place, and Jorginho is not as does not have that pace. And in the first 20-25 minutes, I was actually saying, my goodness, can we take him off right away? Like, can we take off Jorginho? I know Zinchenko played well in terms of having the ball, but in terms of, we had a yellow card and he was giving away the ball a couple of times. I was like, man, can we just sub those two players off right now? Bring on Tomiyasu and Partey right now. Rice played in midfield with Odegaard. Odegaard is my favorite Arsenal player, as you guys know, but I'm not sure if he played today. He was a bit shaky. Today, in terms of passes, especially in the final third, I think he gave away the ball like 5 or 6 times. That's the ones I counted with my own eyes. I'm sure if I look at the stats, it could even be more than that. So Martinelli started on the left side. Nice to see him back in the starting 11. Saka was back on the right side. Nice to see him in the starting 11 as well. He looked a bit off, though. He doesn't look like the fit Saka that we know. And then Jesus up front. So in terms of that lineup, my only problem was I wanted Partey instead of Jorginho, but the rest of the team was like, hey, this Arsenal team is pretty good. We should still beat Chelsea, this team, by, at least 2-3 goals. We should be able to score those goals. And then I was looking at our bench, like, we can bring on Kiwior, Tomiyasu, Partey, Havertz, Smith-Rowe, Trossard, Nelson, Nketiah. That bench is definitely way better than what we had, let's say, 3 years ago, when we had Maitland-Niles on the bench and David Luiz on the bench and Willian on the bench. Our bench was terrible even 3 years ago. And then if you go 10 years ago, we'll talk about the likes of Shamak and Bentner. Our bench was terrible. But today I looked at our bench, I was like, hey, this should be good. I predicted 3-1 with chest. I was like, Chelsea fans are predicting 2-0 Chelsea, 3-0 Chelsea. I was like, we will be there. You can't do that. You can't do that. Bro, I don't know where I would have gone today, man. Like, it could have been 3 or 4-0 to them. Like, we were so lucky that we got a draw from them. It feels like a win. It's not supposed to feel like a win because Man City have now overtaken us. It's not supposed to feel like a win because we're going to be third by Monday. It is not supposed to feel like a win. But the way that game went, I think we only had those 2 shots on target, those 2 goals. So we were pretty lucky and we got it. Before the game, a lot of people are saying Arsenal have been lucky. I don't agree with that, because people have been like, yeah, Arsenal are lucky against Tottenham, Arsenal are lucky against Man City, Arsenal are lucky against Nottingham. I don't believe in that. We played well against Man City, defended well. Tottenham, yes, they scored an own goal, but we gifted them the second goal, all that. I don't believe we were lucky those games. I feel like we deserved to win those games. Against Everton, they packed the bus, we tried to score and we got the goal. Today is different. Today you can say we are lucky, and I would agree with you 100%. We were definitely lucky to get away with that, because in the first half and in the second half, it could have been 3-0 or 4-0 to Chelsea. I was worried with their 3 wins. That is true. They've not been playing badly. They should have gotten something against Nottingham Forest, against Aston Villa. They're missing a lot of chances, and I think in terms of XG table, they're like 3rd or 4th. So it's not like they're terrible. They're not defending. They've only conceded 7 goals. Now, plus the 2 today, they've now conceded 9 goals. So they're not bad defensively, and attacking wise, they're missing chances. But with the likes of Sterling, as I said the other day, the likes of Palmer, they can still punish you. And as I said in the preview, and Mudryk as well find a way to score against us. So they're still a good team in terms of that. It's funny, whenever I watch Chelsea against Nottingham or Burnley, I'm like, Burnley will get something, Nottingham will get. But when they play against us, I'm like, man, I'm a bit nervous. You never know what is going to happen, and that's exactly what happened. Within the first minute of the game, they had 2 shots within the first minute of the game, and that was a bit of a worry. Palmer got a yellow card. He fouled Jesus. Some could say it could be a red card. Maybe it was too early in the game. I do think it's a yellow card. Just a bit, almost a red, but if he does another foul, just like Kovacic, it's supposed to be a red, but he didn't really commit any other fouls. That was a yellow card. Thiago Silva actually made a mistake in the first 10 minutes, but he didn't capitalize on that. Zinchenko also got an early yellow card today. For the rest of the first half, yes, he gave away the ball once or twice, but he was like, in terms of passing the ball, he was the only one who could pass the ball in that first half. And then came the penalty. So do you guys think this was a penalty, or do you not think it was a penalty, or do you think it wasn't supposed to be a penalty? Now, I do think it is very unlucky, 100%, because he was going to head away the cross, and then Mudryk got the head on the ball, and it hit Saliba's hand. It is by mistake. It is a by mistake kind of handball. It is definitely unintentional. He was not meant to do that, all that. But do I think it is a penalty? Yes, I do think it's a penalty. It is a penalty, but without giving a yellow card or a red card, if you know what I mean. It is a punishable offense. Yes, it is supposed to be a penalty because the ball was going towards the direction of the goal and his hand was out here. So even if it's by mistake, unintentional, however you want to say it is supposed to be a penalty. So I do agree this is a penalty, but it's not supposed to be like a yellow card or a red card. But I'm not going to argue with that. That is definitely a penalty. It is unfortunate. The handball rule is a bit all over the place these days. As I've been saying recently, we are football fans. Most of us have been watching football for 10 years, 20 years. Some of you watching this maybe 30 years, 40 years. All those years, we used to know what is a penalty. We used to know what is an offside, all that. These days, the rules are a bit all over the place. Like these days, we are football fans who've watched football for decades. And when someone handles the ball or someone fouls someone in the box, we are not even sure whether that is a penalty or not, because the rules are all over the place. The referees are all over the place. We don't know what is going to be given, what is not. So for me, this is a penalty. Chelsea deserved a penalty for that. It was a clear handball. It was by mistake, but it's still a handball. Not supposed to be a yellow card or red card at all. He's not supposed to be booked for that. I don't think he was booked, so I do agree with that. So there, I think it's a fair decision for Chelsea. Palmer stepped up. I think Sterling wanted to take the penalty. Sterling should have taken the penalty. I wish he's not very good in terms of penalties. Palmer scored. Is the second goal he scored against us with two different teams this season. He made it 1-0, and now we were supposed to come back from behind. 1-0 down is still not the end of the game. We've done it already this season against Man United. They scored against us to make it 1-0, and then we came back from behind. We scored 3 goals. We won that game. We did it a lot of times last season against the likes of Bournemouth. They usually come back from behind a couple of times to win games. Not quite much away from home. Away games have been a bit comfortable since last season. Like we usually score fast. Wolves, Tottenham, Chelsea, all those games away from home usually score fast. So today was a different task. They scored fast. And from that point on, I don't think we did anything the entire first half. It was looking like Chelsea would score a second goal. That was one of the worst halves I've ever seen from Arsenal, especially this recent Arsenal team, this new Arsenal team. It never looked like we were going to score. We never had a shot on target. Decision making was very poor. And whenever I saw Rice getting into the box a couple of times, just making a couple of poor decisions. Odegaard making a couple of poor decisions. I was like, man, if Odegaard and Rice are giving away the ball like this, we're in big trouble. Saka was not in the game. Jesus was not in the game. Martinelli, they were marking him like 2 or 3 players, so they knew he was the danger. Ben White is giving away the ball. Saliba just giving away a penalty. It was looking very shaky. We needed a big halftime team talk from Arteta. He needed him to slap them and all that. Like, we need to talk to them at halftime for a better second half. 1 minute into the second half, they scored a second goal. Mudryk of all people. Now, some would say it's a rare mistake. I do feel like he was a bit too far off his line. He's supposed to be closer to the line in that situation. I know he was getting ready to come and handle the cross, but you never know. It can go that other direction. It can deflect and go that other direction. So to make it 2-0, and in terms of that definitely kills Raya's confidence even more, because he was shaky against Man City, gave away the goal against Lens. I'm not going to start saying, why is Ramsdale not in the team? Why is Raya playing? I'm not going to say that. I'm very hurt that Ramsdale is not in the team. I was the first person to say that. I've always said I feel like Ramsdale is one of the best goalkeepers in the league. Even the first day, I was like, I want Ramsdale to continue as the first choice goalkeeper, Raya on the bench and all that. But I'm not going to say, why is this here? I was right. Why is Raya not starting? I still feel like Raya is a very good goalkeeper. Those mistakes can happen in terms of passing the ball out to the back. We saw Sanchez giving away the ball like this in the same game. Like, that can happen. Onana's done it a lot of times this season. If you watch Liverpool and Man City, especially Liverpool, Alisson gives away the ball like 2 or 3 times every single game. They don't always get punished, but whenever you play that kind of risky football, you're going to give away the ball. But in other situations, Ray has been risky, and it does feel like that game against Man City, this game against Chelsea, is a bit like too big for him somehow. He was very nervous and all over the place, and we are very lucky it didn't cost us. But in terms of that goal to make it 2-0, when they scored the second goal, I definitely didn't think we were going to score 3 goals. And I was like, maybe when they scored the second goal, I was like, maybe if we change things around, you can get 2 goals. But as the game went by and Rare made that mistake and someone else gave away the ball, I think it was Odegaard or someone, I was like, yeah, we're not getting anything from this. We'll even be lucky to have a shot on target. That is how I was feeling. And I really believe in this Arsenal team. But whenever you see this kind of players like this, the likes of Declan Rice not confident at all, heads down and all that, Jesus, Jorginho looking at each other like, what are we supposed to do? Yeah, it was not looking good. Like, it was looking like, yeah, this is going to be a loss, an unexpected loss. Unfortunately, it was not looking good. And it was like that until like the 75th minute. So we brought in you brought in Tomiyasu for Zinchenko at halftime. I was okay with that because Zinchenko was on a yellow card. And Nketiah and Smith actually came on early today. Jesus off and Jorginho off as well. And we also took off, or before that, we actually scored a goal. So those are our first 2 subs. I didn't really agree with those first two subs. As you know, again, I'm Arteta's biggest supporter. Never ever in my life have I ever said Arteta out, and I don't think I'm going to be saying it anytime soon. But we have to judge according to how they perform in every single game. And today, yes, it didn't start with Partey, but when it got to halftime, unless he's not 100% fit, I think Partey has to at least come on for Jorginho. I know you want the control in the game and all that, but in the first half, Jorginho was being exposed too much. We were supposed to win the midfield battle, and we let them win the midfield battle. Like, that is how confident I was. I was like, midfield battle, Rice, Partey, Odegaard, they can't beat us. And they were actually dominating us in that midfield. Gallagher was looking good. Caicedo was looking good. Enzo Fernandez was looking good. He was taking shots outside the box. I was like, yeah, this is not looking good. Bring on Partey for Jorginho. Let's have Partey, Rice, and obviously Odegaard. Or if you don't want to bring on Partey, if he's not fit enough for this one, and you want to go for it, if you're 2 goals down, you can bring Rice back to the number 6 position and bring on anyone in the number 8 position. Smith Rowe, Havertz, Trossard, anyone, just to attack more, because it was never looking like we were going to score in that game. It was absolutely terrible. It never looked like we were going to score. So we were about to bring Havertz and Trossard for Odegaard and Martinelli, but we actually scored a goal. Sanchez, we were praying, and Sanchez gave us a lifeline. I don't think we would have scored in that game if Sanchez didn't give us that one. I don't think we'd have scored. He literally gifted us. And Declan Rice, what a signing. He was not great today like he was against Man City and Man United, but a chance like that is not a very good chance. Yes, it is an open goal, kind of, but it is far from what he's supposed to be doing for us, and it is quite far from the goal. So it is very easy to miss that. I'm sure if you give those 22 players on the pitch that particular chance, it's not as predictable as saying 90% are going to score that chance, like under that pressure. As I just had Rice talking, he said you have a split second to think about what you're going to do. Okay, Sanchez has given me the ball. Should I pass it to Martinelli? Should I pass it to Saka? Should I try to chip the ball? Should I shoot the ball? Should I control it and move forward? You have a split second for him to just quickly think about that and just shoot the ball. Absolutely fantastic from Declan Rice. He literally brought us back to the game. It was not the kind of performance that he had against Man City and Man United in terms of tackles and interceptions and all that in midfield, but he got the goal for us again, like he did against Man United. 2 big teams, Man United and Chelsea, scored in both games. Absolutely fantastic. I never thought you were going to score that goal. But after we did, I was like, okay, now you have 15 minutes plus added time. You have to do something from now. At least try and get a goal from somewhere. We brought in Havertz and Trossard. They were actually supposed to be brought on before the goal. They were close to being brought on. Odegaard and Martinelli went off. I wouldn't have taken Martinelli off. I also don't agree that particular sub. Okay, Jesus had gone off already. Jorginho had gone off already. Odegaard, yeah, I do think Odegaard deserved to go off. He was nowhere to be seen today. Havertz came on. But Trossard, I know he needs Saka on the pitch. I know that. I know he needs Saka on the pitch, even if he doesn't do anything. He might do something like he did today. I'm not sure I would have taken Martinelli off, though. Who would you have guys taken off? Like in that 76 minutes for Martinelli or for Trossard, who would you have taken off? Because Nketiah had come on, Jorginho had already gone off, Odegaard had already gone off. So unless you've taken out Saka for Trossard and put someone on the right side or take out one of the defenders, which is quite impossible to bring on Trossard. So I think in that situation, Trossard had to come on for Martinelli. He was the only one who could go off in that situation. So that is okay. But earlier on, I personally wouldn't have started off Martinelli. maybe I would have done something different. Maybe I'd have brought in Trossard for Jorginho early instead of Nketiah for Jorginho, something like that. But hey, it worked. Who cares? Trossard came on. Saka got the ball in the 84th minute. As I said, Saka is not going to. He didn't perform well at all today. He was very quiet. He's not the Saka that we know. He didn't look fit at all. But the chance he got to cross the ball, what a great cross! And Trossard, right place, right time to finish it. Another sub that has worked. Last time against Man City, our subs came on. They won us the game, and today as well, the sub came on and got us the draw. That is a robbery. That is an absolute robbery. We did not deserve to get anything from that. You know, when Liverpool played us last season and we drew 2-2 and we had a 2-goal lead and Liverpool came back from behind, that is very different because after we scored 2 goals and then Jack and Alexander-Arnold had that scuffle and everything, Liverpool battered us for 50 minutes of that game last season. They would have scored 3 or 4 goals. Salah missed a penalty. They were battering us. So in that case, Liverpool deserved to get at least a point from that game. West Ham and Arsenal last season 2-2 as well. I'm not sure West Ham deserved to get that draw. Like it could have been 3 or 4-0 to Arsenal before that. Today is a similar situation to that West Ham one and not that Liverpool one. Today, we did not deserve anything from that game, but we got. That is what you need to do. When you don't perform well, get the draw. I'm sure this it's better. A draw is better than losing. Yeah, that has put us second on the table. It has kept our unbeaten run going as well. And obviously, going into the Sevilla game, you don't want to go to that game after a loss. You don't want that at all. So we pulled that one out of the bag, but still one of the worst performances of the season. But I'm happy to say that even in a worst performance of the season kind of game, we are still able to go to Chelsea and get a 2-2 draw. I will take that. At the beginning of the game, I wanted a win. We had to win this game and all that. But right now, Chelsea fans are the ones who are sad and you're the ones who are happy because considering we had 2 shots on target, I don't think we had any other after that. We didn't deserve anything. So I will definitely take the 2-2. We didn't deserve it, but we will take it. 2-2 draw is good for us. So fair play to Chelsea. You kind of almost shut me up because I did not expect you to win that game at all, but they were very close. I think they performed well. Palmer did great. Sterling gave us a hard time on the left side, on the right side. He was a nuisance throughout the game. I think Enzo played well for them. I think Thiago Silva made a mistake in the first half, but after that, he defended well. I think he blocked. Was it a Jesus shot or something? Thank you, Sanchez. Robert Sanchez could be our man of the match today. Thank you very much. You know what? The funny thing is that Robert Sanchez, their goalkeeper, was good for us today than our own goalkeeper. So thank you very much, Robert Sanchez. Thank you very much. So let me know what you guys thought about that game as we come to the player ratings. Arno says the first half, rubbish. Absolute rubbish. I'd even say up to like the 70th minute, it was terrible. Until Rice scored that goal, we were never looking like you're going to score a goal, even have a shot. We were never looking like you're going to have a shot. And that is a surprise because I had Chelsea fans talking about this game before and they were predicting, Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, they're going to have plenty of shots. Sanchez will have to rescue us. It didn't turn out that way. So that is why, football is very unpredictable. I need to learn about that. I was very cocky going into this game. I was very overconfident going into this game, just like I was against Lons. I mean, they've gotten me into this position. We've been playing so well the last 16, 17 months to the point where I'm very arrogant sometimes. Yeah, but today I think this is a good kind of humbler. I thought Sevilla would be tougher than today. I was already scared of going to Sevilla before today. So that is a game I'll not come here and say, Sevilla, we are going to win and all that. No, I'm going into that game very cautious. Even next week, we are playing against Sheffield United. I'm watching Sheffield United right now against Man United. They did well against Man City. They did well against Tottenham. They conceded last-minute goals against those teams. So I need to be cautious in terms of the confidence. Yes, we are playing well. We've not really played well, but in terms of results and getting wins, we do well. But let me not be too overconfident. Anything can happen in a football match. You can't underestimate any team. We were awful and it was a painful game to watch, but I'm happy we got a point. Says Dan, nice seeing in the live. Dan, thank you as always for watching. We need luck in football. I said a draw from the start, says Lee. Interesting. I thought you were definitely going to win this game. I didn't think it was going to be easy, completely easy. But I thought you were going to win this game. Like the way we are right now, like having Saka back, I thought Partey would start. Like our defense has just played well against Man City. I was like, okay, Saka is back. Martinelli could start in this one as well. Rice is looking good. I was like, yeah, we are going to win this by 2 or 3 goals or something. Nah, it didn't turn out today. Trocon says today Odegaard flopped. I even think you're being nice to him. Today was terrible, and I'm sure he will tell you that himself. I'm sure he will tell you that himself. Like today was terrible. In the Rice interview after the game, he actually did say, in the first half, you were terrible. He said himself, like I gave away the ball myself. Like a couple of other players gave away the ball. We were looking very shaky. It didn't look good. Like this is not how you're supposed to play this game. So yeah, we are a bit lucky in the second half to get that point. Look, I'm saying this again. If we play this player as he did and got injured, the manager can't win, gain a point, and let's move forward. If we are top 3 by January, we need 4 players. So please, we did not lose. I'd like to believe you're going to be in the top 3 in January. I'm not underestimating Man City, Liverpool, and Tottenham. They're very capable of being ahead of us by that time. But the fixtures kind of turned for us. We've played Man United, we've played Man City, we've played Tottenham, we've played Chelsea. There's still a couple of games that are very hard. Like, our next away game, Newcastle. These days, I'm never scared as an Arsenal fan, but that particular game away at Newcastle, if we go there and win, that will be our biggest result. I think going to Newcastle and winning, I think that would even be bigger than beating Man City. I'm not even kidding you. Like, Newcastle are absolutely tough to go there to play against them in the next 2 weeks. It's going to be tough. But apart from that, you're going to have Sheffield at home. You're going to have Luton away, I think in November, December there. We're going to have Wolves, I think, soon. There's still a couple of tough teams, obviously, like Aston Villa, Brighton. Those teams are very tough. But I think we are going to have a lot of the mid-table teams and the bottom half teams, the likes of Burnley, if you know what I mean. So let's hope by that time we are in the top 3, considering our fixtures. Why can't Partey start ahead of Jorginho? I'm not sure, because he also played for Ghana, so I would imagine he's fit. So that is a weird one, though. Honestly, throughout first half midfield, poor Partey should have come on in the second half, says Yusuf. Trossard goal saved us, says RK. Stansler says, to me, Jorginho should be playing one game and rest. He made the team weak. There's some games Jorginho needs to play, but there's some games like today I feel like Partey would have been better. Like next week against Sheffield United, that is a game I would start Jorginho and rest Rice or Partey. I would not. I would start with Jorginho, maybe the likes of maybe Nelson. A couple of changes, not underestimating Sheffield, but that is the only opportunity you have to make a couple of changes. After that, you have West Ham in the Carabao Cup, maybe 2 or 3 changes as well. But in this particular game, I think you need your strongest lineup. We were so close. We would have been the first team to win at Chelsea 4 times in a row in Premier League history. Like no other team has ever gone to Chelsea and won 4 games in a row, back to back seasons at Stamford Bridge. We were supposed to do that today. But obviously, in terms of people are like, yeah, can you really win 4 games? Sometimes you doubt yourself. But yes, we've also never beaten Pochettino away from home since his Tottenham days. We've never beaten him away from home. There's that as well. But the way the game was going, like we have the best away record. We had only conceded 6 goals. He had the best defensive record. Rice had just put 10 out of 10 against Man City, 10 out of 10 against Man United. We were very confident going into that game. The game was so physical, says Charles. Why even a draw, but I'm very happy for it, says Nauma. Dennis says, how you like it, Arsenal? We outplayed them. What a great comeback. That penalty first half really saved them. Second goal got so good one. We were all over them. Can get on next time. How you like how we outplayed them? What a great comeback. So I'm guessing you're obviously an Arsenal fan, it looks like. I mean, I don't think we're all over them. I mean, if you're a Chelsea fan, you're right. If you're an Arsenal fan, obviously not. I don't think we are all over them. I think Chelsea deserved to win that game easily, actually, 3 or 4 goals. So, yeah, I mean, I don't care about that, though. We still got the win. So that is what not the win, the draw. It feels like a win somehow. Yes, you can say, RK. Let's see. I'm coming to the player ratings right now. Thank you for the super chat, RK. Draw better than losing. Amazing live stream. I mean, we do keep our unbeaten run going. That is good. That is 6 wins and 3 draws now. All 3 draws have been 2-2s. The Tottenham one, we gifted them a go. The Fulham one, we should have won that game after going 2-1 ahead. But today, we were lucky, so we will take it. We will take it. You're not going to win every single game. I would still expect us to lose a couple of games this season, but not that particular game, not when we were expecting to win that much. And if it was Liverpool away, I'd be like, okay. If it was Newcastle away, I'd be like, okay, fine, they're playing really well. But Chelsea have played well the last 3-4 games, yes, but we still wanted to go there and win because of the kind of levels we are right now. Simon says, Mudryk goal almost removed my heart out. I was devastated. And that goal went in. I was so devastated, man. Like the way it went in, Mudryk, of all people, scoring that goal right after halftime as well. Like after the halftime team talking, expecting to get a couple of goals maybe in the second half. It was disaster. William says, I wanted a win before, but I'm happy for a draw. Exact same for me. Marvelous says, Odegaard played bad today. Absolutely. What was that tactical approach to bring on Smith Rowe and Nketiah games reckonings? Nketiah came on for Jesus. I mean, Jesus wasn't great. Odegaard wasn't great. Saka wasn't great. Nketiah coming on for Jesus, 67th minute, maybe. Personally, I would have preferred Havertz or Trossard, to be honest, to come on for Jesus in that 67th, 70th minute. But Nketiah come on. He obviously scored 2 goals away at Chelsea a couple of seasons ago. He's capable of scoring there. He's capable of pressing them and making them make a mistake. And the one Smith Rowe for Jorginho, I don't know. I mean, we want Smith Rowe to play. We want the same Smith Rowe from 2021. A lot of people have been mad that Smith Rowe has been on the bench. So if you want the Smith Rowe from 2021, we have to give him opportunities like this. We have to bring him on when you are trying to get something, not when the game is already over, we're already losing, already winning. I wouldn't have taken Martinelli off though, and I wanted Partey to come on. So I guess we can say both. So let me quickly do the player ratings. We were very lucky today, though. We were very lucky, and I'll take it, man. Like I've seen a lot of champions before doing that, pulling out games from even if you go to La Liga. I remember a couple of weeks ago, Barcelona, I think, were losing to Betis and they scored like 2 or 3 goals late on. Things like that happen. So Chelsea 2, Arsenal 2, player ratings. Let's go to it. David Raya first. My goodness. Who? I saw someone saying send him back to Brentford. David Raya is not yet our goalkeeper. He's not an Arsenal player. He's still a Brentford player. He's here on loan, so Brentford can actually ask him to go back anytime at the end of the season. So, Raya. What did I give him today? The second goal, maybe he should have positioned himself better. Did he even make any saves though? Maybe a couple. I think he saved 3 or 4 shots. Very shaky though. So he almost gifted that goal to Palmer, but he did well to come back and save it after that. So he was quick enough. He was agile enough to get up and collect and save that. So none of his mistakes really cost us, maybe apart from the second goal because of positioning. So he's lucky to get this, but I'm going to give him an average 5. We need him to be way better than that, though. We seriously need him to be way better than that. That was very shaky. 5 out of 10. Next up, the center backs, Gabriel and Saliba. Saliba gave away the penalty. I think he was very unlucky in terms of that. I don't think they put us under the cosh that much. I think on the wings and all that, and in midfield they kind of beat us. Yes, but I'm going to give Saliba. I'm going to give him a 6. I think he was okay in a couple of situations. This is very low for people like Saliba. I usually give these players 9s and 10s. So I would understand if you gave him a 5. I don't think it was a great performance. Gabriel as well. I mean, Gabriel had a chance to score from a corner kick. He headed it off target. I thought that was a good chance, at least get it on target. I don't think they were like dominated entirely and all that, Saliba and Gabriel, but midfield, we lost the battle and we gave them too many opportunities. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I might be wrong in a couple of ratings. I will rewatch the game. I will take a look at the stats later and see what I missed. So 6 out of 10 for him. Ben White, a bit shaky, gave away the ball a couple of times. Wasn't the Ben White that we are used to, Maybe it's that white hair, man. Maybe it's that white hair. Please, if we had lost today, we don't believe in such stuff anyway, but take off that hairstyle. Like if we had lost today, like there's no coincidence. Like you can't just put that hair and then we lose. I would have asked him to take that hair totally like away. He looked very terrible as well after under the rain. It wasn't the Ben White that we know, as I said. But since I gave the other 6, did he get a yellow card? No, I don't think he got a yellow card. So I've given this defender 6 out of 10, but I wouldn't understand if you gave them like 5s or something. Let me see the goals again. The goal was a penalty. The second one was Mudryk, was from the right side. That was Ben White. Sorry, I just remembered right now. I think it is Ben White who gave away the ball before Mudryk scored. I think he fell down on the right wing or something. Hopefully I'm right in terms of that. I remember that picture in my head. Yeah, I'll shake it today. I'm going to give Ben White a 5 out of 10 for today. I think he was the one who gave away the ball for the Mudryk goal, so 5 out of 10. Zinchenko, he only played 45 minutes. I think he was okay. I'm going to give him a Actually, no. I think he was one of our better players in the first half, although he got a yellow card and he gave away the ball a couple of times as well. But I'm going to give Zinchenko a 6 out of 10 for that first half. He looked like he was the one who could get a pass going and a move going. 6 out of 10. Midfield-wise, Jorginho, I mean, second half he wasn't bad. I wanted him to go off, but second half he wasn't that bad. I think it was an average performance. 5 out of 10 for Jorginho. Declan Rice, so he saved us today with that first goal. He literally saved. He wasn't. I'll take a look at the tackles, interceptions, and all that later. But I don't think it was his best performance. But he still had the composure of saving us and scoring that. So I am going to give him a 7 out of 10. In the first half, he got himself into the box 2 or 3 times. I felt like he would have done better in a couple of situations. He also gave away the ball 2 or 3 times in the first half. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Odegaard. Whoa, Odegaard. Martin Odegaard. I think this, I think it was actually a below average performance. I didn't see him. I actually did not see Odegaard almost the entire game. And we have to be fair, we have to be fair in the ratings. Whenever players like Nketiah play like this, whenever players like Havertz play like this, people are usually screaming 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10. I usually don't go as low as that because you have to be really bad and give away goals and miss open goals to get 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10. He's lucky to get 5 out of 10. I wanted to give him a 4 out of 10. A 5 out of 10, I think it was still a below average performance. So I actually think it's supposed to be a 4.5 there, 4 out of 10 performance. Today, I think it was one of his worst performances, to be honest. Very bad, especially in the final third. A couple of times he had the chance to pass the ball, terrible passes. He could easily even be 4 out of 10, as I said. Bukayo Saka, I mean, very quiet, but he still managed to get the assist for us. Still our savior, as we always say, when Saka has the ball, you feel like something is going to happen. He got the assist, crucial assist, so I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Martinelli, I think they marked him quite well throughout that game. I think they dealt with him very well. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. The likes of Saka would have gotten that as well if he didn't get that assist. Gabriel Jesus is a tough one. I don't think Jesus was great as well. So am I missing anything from Jesus? He got subbed off. I mean, he got himself in the box, I think, 2 times when he put in a cross, but they were blocked eventually. I also kind of think this is an average performance from Jesus. So I feel this is very hard today. I feel like most of them did not impress me at all, and some of them are very quiet. So I gave Odegaard 5, so Jorginho 5. I'm going to give Jesus the same, I guess. It could be, let me see what SofaScore have given him. SofaScore have given him a 6.7. 6.7, almost a 7 out of 10. Unless I'm missing something, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. We'll obviously talk about this later as well. So 5 out of 10 for Jesus. So that's the whole starting lineup, I guess. Tomiyasu came on at halftime. I don't think he was bad. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Didn't make the impact in the end against Man City, but I think defensively a bit comfortable when he came on that side. 6 out of 10 for Tomiyasu. Next up is who else came on? Nketiah. I mean, he almost scored. He almost scored a third goal, and I think he actually did well to get on that ball and actually shoot it. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Maybe could be a 6. Who else came on? Obviously, I know Trossard came on. Where are you, Trossard? Fabio Vieira wasn't on the bench today. Interesting. I think Trossard also saved us just for that goal. I think it was a very good finish. It's not a very good angle and all that. So I'm going to give Trossard a 7 out of 10 for today. Am I missing someone else who came on? Havertz and who else? Havertz and Smith Rowe. Havertz. So people will not see this, but he did very well to help us get the second goal. Havertz, in terms of the run that he made and all that. I didn't see him a lot though. He was only on for like 10, 15 minutes or something. I'm just going to give him a 6 because he was kind of involved in the goal that he scored. So 6 out of 10. I was really hoping that he would score the third goal. That would have been seen. 6 out of 10. And who else am I forgetting? Smith Rowe. I mean, I think we were slightly better in the last 25 minutes after these guys came on, to be honest. So we were better in the last 20 minutes than we were in the whole game. And that is after these guys came on. So I'm just going to give them a 6 out of 10. I think many of them are lucky to get these high figures, though some of them should be 5 out of 10. Mikel Arteta, Trossard came on, it was his sub, he scored the goal, so you get a point for that. I was not happy with Partey not starting, though. I was not happy with Partey not coming on. I was also not happy with Martinelli going off. Smith Rowe, I guess. I mean, we need to trust him in games like this if you want him to be back in the Arsenal team and stuff. Terrible today, though. Today was a terrible performance, absolutely terrible performance. We managed to get 2 late goals, though, because of the Trossard substitution and all that. He was brave enough to bring Smith Rowe and Nketiah. Trossard did the job. Havertz was okay in terms of the build-up play. Tomiyasu for Zinchenko at halftime. Yes, I agreed with that because Zinchenko's on a yellow card. It could easily be a 5 out of 10. I'm going to give you a 6 out of 10 because we managed to come back from 2 goals down. I don't think it is a good, great performance from Arteta, though, because Partey did not start, did not come on. I wanted better subs than that. So 6 out of 10 could be a 5 out of 10, but we got the point. So I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Obale says Ben White got a yellow card. I guess it's in the second half. I am guessing it's in the second half because I didn't write it. Our second half I was very mad and nervous and all that. You might have. Let me just confirm that. He might have. Let's see. Oh yeah. He got a penalty. Not a penalty. He got a yellow card in the 91st minute. Yeah, that was later on in the game. That's the time I was nervous and I couldn't believe we are actually getting a point from that game. We needed Havertz earlier, says Simon. Personally, I would have taken off Odegaard probably earlier. And Jorginho definitely should have gone off earlier. Odegaard, maybe it's not that clear, even if he's not performing. Sometimes he might pop up with something. But yes, subs, Trossard worked, so I guess you have to take that into consideration. But yes, I might have brought in Trossard or Havertz for Jesus instead of Nketiah that particular time. But yeah, those are my player ratings. Man of the match, it's a tough one again. Maybe Rice. He helped us get that win to get that right. I keep on saying win because it feels like a win. It is not a win. We are supposed to be beating Chelsea, but the way the game went, I will take that. I will definitely take that. Let us hope Man United don't win. They're currently drawing with Sheffield United 0-0. Next game, the preview will be out tomorrow. Not an easy game against Sevilla. I'm glad next week it's a home game against Sheffield United. If it was something like away at Newcastle, I'd have been dreading that. Wasn't a great performance, and Man United actually have just scored, just as I said that. McTominay again, bloody hell! We need to sign him as our striker, maybe. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. We got the point. We didn't deserve the point, but we will take it. Thank you for watching. I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.